Chapter 4, The Spoils of the Hunt. It is finally starting to dawn on us that no government, no person, no organization, and no guru can be our savior or the savior of this planet. The only way to escape from our chaotic patterns and reintroduce harmony to the center of our lives is to accept that we are our own savior. So in this chapter, I really want us to ask ourselves what the meaning is of all this running around. In the previous chapters, we discussed how since birth we're in this cycle of competition. Competition with ourselves, competition with our peers, competition with the world. We're always working hard. We're always going places. What is the meaning of this? What are we getting from this? What is our reward? Well, there are not that many. The main thought maybe of this chapter is that we created an illusion for ourselves, that maybe we lied to ourselves a little bit in thinking that by freeing ourselves from religious dogma or from the influence of religious institutions on our daily lives or in our societies, that we became free people. And what I suggest is that maybe we just replaced the worship of God with worship of money. And if we think about it, we don't feel, or not many people feel, guilt towards the divine or guilt towards God for being a bad person or engaging themselves in a bad action. But many people feel guilty nowadays when they're not productive enough, when they're not active enough in their professional lives, when there's not enough turnover, not enough profit, when they can't show that they're working hard. Maybe we don't feel guilty anymore or afraid to go to hell or afraid to end up in hell. But we are afraid of not being able to pay our bills at the end of the month. We are very afraid of not being able to pay off our mortgage. We are afraid of not being able to pay the items we need or the items we think we need. So we've replaced really one system of limitation and imprisonment with another. And this is something that we should be mindful of in the future, that we don't replace whatever we're freeing ourselves from with another system of limitation and imprisonment. Most people today, instead of living their lives in function of their hearts, their desires, their profound values, their deeper values, organize their lives in function of revenue and money, fear of lacking, fear of not having enough money, fear of running out of money. This is the main reason that motivates a lot of actions or non-actions for a lot of people. A lot of people are preventing themselves, limiting themselves from really following their hearts because they're afraid that they will, when they don't have a salary anymore, that they don't have any money anymore, that they won't have any access to abundance or to financial affluence anymore. And I argue that we don't live in a world of lack. We don't live in a world of poverty. Actually, our planet and life, humanity, is an energy of abundance because life is abundance. But we've created an artificial matrix and an artificial system of poverty and of lack. And this is how we function. We live in a world of abundance with a mentality of poverty and a mentality of lack. And if we want to move on to a different way of living and break this vicious cycle that we're in, because of course we're working all the time and we're working in jobs that we're doing with the only reason to be able to pay our bills, to have a financial revenue. Most people are living their lives this way. So they're working hard either to prove something towards someone or towards themselves to pay the bills. We are not working from vocation. We are not working from passion. When we are not working from vocation or passion, our actions don't actually have a deeper meaning. When our actions don't have meaning, we deplete our energy. This is an action that doesn't nourish us. When we deplete our energy, we create pockets of emptiness inside of our energy reserve and inside of ourselves. And of course, this empty feeling needs to be satiated with something else, needs to receive compensation from something else. And so the system that we were born into, where if we do a good job, if we work hard, if we put in an effort, we receive compensation, we receive a reward. We received rewards from our teachers, from our parents, our whole lives. We go to work, we work hard, we receive a salary. We work even harder, we might receive a bonus. We recreate the system for ourselves. So we worked really hard the whole week, we're really tired at the end of the week. What will we do? We will go and have a drink in the pub to relax, but also to reward ourselves, to fill a hole, of emptiness, of energy that we've depleted. We will buy ourselves a nice dress. We will buy ourselves a new phone. Something that will make us feel that we've rewarded ourselves for the effort we put in. When we live from vocation, when we live from passion, the reward is the action itself. We don't need to reward ourselves with anything external. And so, of course, this dynamic is the whole base of our consumption world, of our consumption society. If we take out this need for reward and compensation, we will consume a lot less. This, of course, also means that today's consumer society doesn't thrive on our well-being. It actually needs us to not feel so well. It needs us to feel empty. It needs us to feel tired because it needs us to seek compensation outside of ourselves and to treat ourselves to rewards. Of course, then no solution will come from within this system that is nourished by the current state of affairs. So if we want to break through this vicious circle, we have to deconstruct the belief system of lack and poverty that we were born into. And we need to start creating a different way of functioning, a different way of life for ourselves that corresponds to our own values. And this also involves, of course, a period of mourning. We have to take the time as well to mourn the life that we thought we were living, the belief system that we were born into, the pillars of our way of functioning, which we thought were unmovable and which today proved to be unsustainable. And I close this chapter with the following sentence, which also will lead us into the next chapter, which is, instead of wasting our time tilting at windmills, we could use the winds of change to sail towards brighter shores. This, of course, is a reference to Don Quixote de la Mancha of Cervantes, in which Don Quixote is a sort of an anti-hero who deludes himself with feelings and ideas of grandeur. But also you kind of feel for him, because he wants to save the world. He wants to battle the dragon. He wants to save the damsel in distress. He wants to be a hero. And instead of concentrating himself on issues that are real or where he could actually be useful, he invents this great destiny for himself and needs to go on a quest and ends up battling windmills, which he thinks are giants. In today's world, this is a real danger. With all kinds of theories floating around, conspiracy theories, some of which, granted, might be very close actually to the truth. Different ideas about extraterrestrials, reptilians, all kinds of things. The idea here is not, is this true? The importance is not, is this true or is this not true? The importance is, can you actually do something about this right now? If the answer is no, then don't put the bulk of your effort into this. There are plenty of issues in your own personal life, in your direct environment, that you can help solve. And you can start taking action today to improve your life in a way that it is more in harmony with your own rhythm, with your own values, with the rhythm of this planet, of this earth, of humanity, a more compassionate life. There are things that you can do starting today. And just be vigilant not to spend the majority of your time feeding into different theories, when a theory is not something that will change life on Earth. A theory is important. It is important to think about certain things and to think about the greater issues and to actually have an opinion about it. But don't lose out of sight the things that you can do right now in your own personal lives. And I've said this before, actually for me, 10-15% of your time should go towards keeping yourself informed and researching different things. 85% of your time at least should go towards building a different future for yourself and actually taking action.